Hi there, Mr. Upside here to talk to you about Christmas. Now, we all know what we do on Christmas Day. We jump out of bed and run through any object between us and our stocking and proceed to rip everything out of it. It's worked for a time, at least until our parents wake up. After having breakfast, we sit down with family, take lots of pictures, and open our presents. But what if we've been missing something? What if we've been missing the true meaning of Christmas? Christmas is formally defined as an annual commemoration of the birth of Jesus. But over time, this version has been forgotten and replaced with a much easier to believe story of a fat man that comes down your chimney on Christmas Eve and gives all the good little boys and girls presents. Unfortunately, some children even write to this imaginary character, leaving the postal services to sort that bit out. So, on that note, I present to you a Let's Learn special. Christmas.
A Let's Learn special. Thanksgiving.
No, that was last week.
What?
How about Let's Learn special Christmas?
Okay. A Let's Learn special.
Hanukkah.
No, Christmas. Thanksgiving-a?
Oh boy. I want to point out that this whole explanation thing could go two ways, one of which Santa is real. The other is a little more in depth. To make it fair, let's talk about both. And as a plus, this video can live up to its title. Shall we get started? Christmas is a widely observed holiday celebrated on the 25th of December to acknowledge the birth of Jesus Christ. Fact time with Mr. Upside. While the birth of Jesus is estimated by historians to be between 7 and 2 BC, the exact month and date of his birth are unknown. In the early to mid 4th century, the Western Christian Church had placed Christmas on December 25th, which was later adopted in the East. Now you know. Although no one lived long enough for us to ask them, the date of Christmas may have been chosen to directly parallel the date 9 months after early Christians believed Jesus to be born. Or on a more complicated note, the date could have been related to one or more ancient polytheistic festivals that occurred near the southern solstice. We could even go so far as to say the Christians saw a solar connection to the date because of the biblical verse identifying Jesus as the Son of Righteousness. While not everybody celebrates Christmas in the same way, popular modern customs of the holiday include gifts, Christmas music and caroling, an exchange of Christmas cards, church celebrations, a meal much like Thanksgiving, and of course the display of different Christmas decorations. Christmas decorations can include just about anything these days, as long as they follow the classic evergreen, snow white, and heart red color format. Outdoors, you might find wreaths and lights. Some people go even further and set up little winter wonderlands of their own. The earliest appearance of Christmas music is in the form of hymns in 4th century Rome. Skipping ahead to after the 18th century, when the first non-religious Christmas seasonal songs emerged, we can see that Jingle Bells was copyrighted in 1857 and Deck the Halls can be found in records all the way back to 1784. But not everyone celebrates Christmas for the same reason. Some folks just use it as an excuse to buy that one thing they've always wanted. Others just use it for eating cookies and fudge and large pieces of cheesecake and pie, but I wouldn't know. We've all seen him at one point or another, with children in the mall, with his reindeer in the sky, and probably at one point or another in the news getting arrested. But the truth is, Santa Claus really is a nice old fellow. Well, at least he should be. Kris Kringle, Father Christmas, and St. Nicholas are all different ways of describing the same person, Santa Claus. He brings gifts to all the good children on Christmas Eve, and the naughty kids get coal. The idea of Santa Claus has its origin from the Dutch figure Sinterklaas, as you might remember from the movie Miracle on 34th Street. This has part of its basis from the historical figure of Christian bishop and gift giver St. Nicholas. Thanks to our broken minds, we've decided that Santa Claus can fit down a chimney half the size around as he is. Only problem is it's kind of like telling him to drive a car. He really can't. Nonetheless, after he gets down the chimney with help from his reindeer friends, he obviously needs something to eat. In the United States, children will give him a glass of milk and possibly a plate of cookies. He's occasionally given in Britain and Australia some sherry or beer along with some mince pies. In Sweden and Norway, children will give him some rice porridge. And finally, in Ireland, children will often give him Christmas pudding or mince pies along with some Guinness or milk to wash it all down. If you ever want to visit him and freeze yourself in the process, Santa Claus traditionally resides on the North Pole, complete with a home and workshop. This is where he and his elves create the gifts he delivers on Christmas Eve, of course. Fact time with Mr. Upside. According to Canada Post, Santa lives within Canadian jurisdiction in postal code H0H0H0. For anyone non-humor oriented, this is a reference to Santa's notable saying, ho ho ho, although postal codes starting with H are usually reserved for the island of Montreal in Quebec. Now you know. Well folks, hope you learned something. If you didn't, watch the video over a couple more times, you'll probably get it. And remember kids, writing letters to Santa is silly. Try email, it's faster. Until next time folks, good night. Oh, and one more thing, I almost forgot. Merry Christmas everyone. Merry Christmas. Hi there, Mr. Upside here to talk to you about Christmas. We all know what we do on Christmas Day. We scramble up out of bed just as fast as we can, and... Hi there, Mr. Upside here to talk to you about Christmas. We know what we do Jake, you're not my shot. Come back. Hey. But not everyone celebrates Christmas for the same reason. For instance, some folks just use it as the excuse. Thanks to our broken minds, we've decided that